for trouble and make it double. To protect gamers from devastation. To play games made in a foreign nation. To denounce the errors while wearing this glove. The games aren't all bad. Sort of. Chet. Norman. Team Yaocket Grunt playing games that break copyright. Actually, I give up. These games are a fright.
I am suffering! Please end me!
Hello, and welcome to Yaocket Bootleg Grunt Corner. Today's bootleg is called Pokemon Adventures Red Chapter. Rather than having its own story, it's actually based off of Pokemon Adventures, the manga. It follows the storyline very closely, however, it definitely throws in its own flair. Let's jump into it.
So I don't know when this game was released, but the creator of the hack, Athestode, graciously spoiled the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and even added in fairy types. So I know this version is from at least 2014. Speaking of Athestode, we have that mandatory self-insert. I'm getting sick of making all of these hacks. I just don't have the time to do them anymore.
Well, aren't you just a pickled ball of sunshine?
And he's probably one of those bitter people to ever walk this planet. Anytime you see a character who's holding a Game Boy Advance, he goes and strawmans them and makes them, for lack of a better word, retarded. Herp-a-derp-derp! This game is the derp! It's too easy! Herp! Time to send hate mails to Athestode saying that his game sucks! What a herp! Now I'm not saying that the guy didn't get any hate mail, but every one of these characters say that they're gonna send hate mail to Athestode. But when you claim that this many people sent you hate mail, and you feel the need to publicly shame all of them, I think that you might just be unable to take criticism. Well, join the club, Athestode, because you're in good company. Or at least my company. So for this video, I read the first book in the manga to see how well it matched up. And it starts off super accurate. You're using your Poliwhirl to help a girl catch an Idorina, and after that, you go into the forest and bump into Team Rocket, who are looking for Mew, who you promptly find and then are thoroughly trounced by. Then you can head back to Pallet Town, and you can talk to the people there. I love bird-type Pokemon. Bird-type doesn't exist. Now, if you've been playing Pokemon, you probably think it's flying type, but nope!
The Prima Strategy Guide 1998.
These hardcore fighters aren't nearly as intimidating as they think. Attack with water, flight, or psychic skills. Everybody knows it's flight type Pokemon. After talking to everybody in the town, I go over to Professor Oak's lab and then Professor Oak gets mad at me and has me track down the Pokemon. And it was very accurate to the manga, because I found 3 of them very easily. But the Bulbasaur really eluded me. And in the manga, it says, later, much later. The problem is, the first time I was here, I saw this tree, I checked it, and nothing really happened. But somehow, I was supposed to know that if I checked it this time, the Bulbasaur would pop out. Well over 20 minutes looking for this stupid Bulbasaur. And it ran all the way to Vermilion City. So, I'm on the road to Vermilion City. I'm on the road to Vermilion City! Once we get there, we fight a Machoke, who apparently sent itself out to fight, okay. Which is actually kind of common in this game, because canonically, he met a lot of Pokemon, but he didn't catch them after KOing them. So they have to send themselves out, so, you know, if I throw a Pokeball, it'll just smack away, like, don't be a thief, don't try to catch a wild Pokemon, you idiot. After that, Professor Oak gave me the Bulbasaur, and I headed into Viridian Forest. This is where I see Blue attacking a Kangaskhan that isn't fighting back, so I stop him and it runs off. Eventually we find the Kangaskhan and we see that its baby is poisoned. So I whip out an antidote, but Blue smacks it away and says that medicine would hurt the poor thing. What we're gonna need is a Pekka Berry. And this happens a lot in the game, and I actually really appreciate it. Since this game is trying to stay true to the source material, there are a lot of tiny little moments, little challenges that vary up the gameplay from a regular Pokemon game. True, it is a very linear game, but it's built around that linearity and it lets you make little choices take the gameplay your own, and I love it for that.
Especially since it seems to be built around the book.
If you come any closer, I'll scream out rape!
Oh, I wonder if that happens in the freaking book. Oh, no, I'm not gonna call out, no.
But I do find a Nurse Joy, and she's collecting peccaberries and offers to give me one. I take it back to the Mama Kangaskong, and
Then she lets me rest in her pouch.
then when I'm walking to the next objective, I run into a Pikachu, and I got that thing because I'm trying to stay true to the book, and Red had a Pikachu. However, as soon as we leave the forest, I encounter another Pikachu, and I catch that one as well, so now I've got two of them. And this Pikachu is really unique. It's got its own sprite, and it's a pretty good one. Its ability is Speed Boost, but I stuck with the first one because I prefer the ability Static to Speed Boost. It's just my preference. After that, we challenge the Pewter City Gym, and this is another thing I like. You never just challenge a gym outright. Usually you need to complete some sort of task before you can do it. For example, in Celadon City, they have you go catch an Eevee before you can challenge. And Brock's got a little bit of a battle royale going on. And after I beat it, I am allowed to challenge Brock himself, who sends out Geodudes. Lots of them. At once.
I don't think that's legal.
Whoa! Did Brock lost? And I don't want to attack this game too much, because I do not think that Athestode's first language is English. Because almost every single cutscene in this game, of which there are a lot, every one of them has at least one grammatical error. Almost every single one of them being verb tenses. However, there is one noun that he messed up.
That's the last of them. The exist is up ahead.
Yeah, I sure hope it does.
That line was said by Misty, who I meet after the gym. She's trying to calm down her rampaging Gyarados. A little ×4 damage ought to do the trick. After KOing it, Misty accompanies me through Mount Moon, which is one of the cooler things that Athestode added into this game. In the cave, we take out a ton of Team Rocket grunts. And here's another complaint/praise of the game: money. Everyone in this game is rich. Every last Rocket Grunt gives me 11,704 Pokebucks. Double battles give me 21,560. Money is not a problem in this game, so you can stack up on so many gosh dang healing items. In fact, you only need to go see Nurse Joy to restore your PP. And my favorite thing in this game is that every single mart has a vending machine, but it functions as a store clerk, which means that you can buy soda in bulk. I mean, it also means that you can shove a nugget in the machine and get $5,000 out, but yeah, this is probably my favorite function of the entire ROM-hack. Being able to purchase 12 dozen lemonade in one failed motion. Anyway, in addition to all the Rocket Grunts, you also see the normal Mount Moon stuff. Zubats, Parises without mushrooms, Serapi, and look at their claws. They look quite snappy.
We're three happy chappies with snappy serappies.
You'll find us beneath the sombrero! After battling through Mount Moon, eventually we run into the head of this operation, a cool rocket guy with a scarf, who I recognize in the manga as Koga. I beat down his Rhydon, and then I beat down his Rhyhorn, and then I make it out of the cave, and we meet another Fakemon, Kangaskide. And you know what? I want to give some credit to this game. These are the only two Fakemon the player can catch, and they actually make a lot of sense. Usually when you see Fakemon, they're crazy and stupid stuff, but a Kangaskhan outside of the pouch? It makes sense. Now we make it to Cerulean City. Misty takes me back to her mansion where we get all cleaned up, have a meal, and the next day I challenge the gym leader. But first I need to use the old rod to catch a Staryu. As I mentioned, I like these little tasks. I scoop one out of the ocean and then I fight Misty. However, Bulbasaur and Pikachus have some words for the wondrous water wielder. Easy win, easy badge, and easy TM. Now we move on to Vermilion City, but the Pokemon fan club complains that their Pokemon are getting stolen. But how would somebody transport such a large number of Pokemon? The SSN, of course! So, I sneak onto the boat and I thump some sailors, and then I find a room full of Pokemon that are shoved into crates, but they're all locked up. And then Lieutenant Surge comes in, laughing all evil-like, trying to use his Pokemon to fry me. Fortunately, I make a daring escape. And now I have a stealth section in a Pokemon game. I gotta dodge all these Magnemites, you see. Well, actually, I'd like to get as much EXP as possible. Let's fight! Oh, it's actually 4 level 100 Magnemites, and they all know Earthquake. I should have known. Okay, so I avoid the Magnemites, make my way up to the ship deck, and then they have Poliwhirl thrown over the ship bow.
And when I spent my last red cent, she tossed me overboard.
So now I'm under the sea. I I can get a water stone to evolve my Poliwhirl to escape, but hey, we're in a new area. I want to do some exploring. And would you look at that, exploring found me a shiny Psyduck. But eventually I do return up to the surface and do battle with Lieutenant Surge. After I defeat his electric-type Pokemon, I throw him off the ship. Then I go find a nearby Officer Jenny, who promptly arrests all the sailors, and then we set the Pokemon free. So we return the Pokemon, and this includes the one to the leader of the Pokemon fan club. But he's kinda sad, because he had the most precious, cute little Abra, and it got turned into this mighty Alakazam. But he is still grateful enough that he gives me his bike, so I can enter the bicycle race. And it was going fine until I ran into a Snorlax, so I caught it. And then I got to leave him there, town. Both the game and the book felt the need to make the same stupid joke. It's not even clever, you know? And I just hope it was better than the original Japanese. So I get to the city and I meet Mr. Fuji, who has recently lost his Doduo. Can we get an F down in the comments? And then Mr. Fuji shows me some pictures, and one picture was recently taken, and so his Doduo, is that Blue? I asked him about Blue, and he says, "Oh, that young lad went up into the Pokemon Tower 2 weeks ago and hasn't been seen since." So, being the awesome hero I am, I draw my sword and head fearlessly into the tower. In the tower, I have to fight a bunch of zombies. Okay then. Fight the zombies and eventually find my way up to the tower where I see Blue, but he's being controlled by a Ghastly. So first I need to fight all of his Pokemon, cool, a rival fight, and then I fight the Ghastly to free him from the mind control, and then we head to the tippity top of the tower. You see, Team Rocket has actually been using the tower as a headquarters, because the people of Lavender Town would blame anything weird that's happening on the ghosts. At the top is Koga. He uses his Arbok to put poison all over the floor, and I need to navigate around it to get to him. I wonder what happens if I stand on it. Oh, flip! All of my Pokemon have the poison! Even though all of my Pokemon were poisoned, it was quite easy to defeat the Arbok, and then Blue's Charmeleon chopped it in half.
Huh! I wonder if that happens in the freaking book. Oh my gosh.
Well, after that life changer, peace is restored to Lavender Town, and I head to the next route. And while I was heading there, I'm stopped by a girl who sold me a fake device that does nothing for 100 Pokebucks. I find out quickly that it was a fake, and I hunt her down. And once I catch her, we battle. From the victory, I gained 2,000 Pokebucks, and since I got back 20 times the amount of money I was owed, I have Snorlax Mega Punch the defenseless girl. You know, like a hero. So I rifled through her wallet, found out that her name was Green, got back my money, and then the game revealed that she actually used this opportunity to pickpocket my 2 badges. But who needs badges? It's gambling time, baby! Woo! 777! One thing that I actually like in the casino is that you actually see Blue, who's playing the slots as well. He talks about how he really wants to win that Porygon, and he actually gets it. You help him do it later. But before that can happen, you need to KO a member of Team Rocket and steal his uniform.
Looking good.
I love walking around as a Team Rocket grunt. This was actually my favorite part of Pokemon Soul Silver as well. But both here and there, it is short-lived. I use the uniform to get into the basement of the arcade, where I see that Blaine is working with Team Rocket as well. And then I overhear that Team Rocket was screwed over by Green as well, and they've tracked her down. They're mobilizing a team to go capture her. But not too many members of Team Rocket go to catch her, because I still have to fight a considerable amount to get out of this basement. It's interesting fighting your way up out of this area rather than fighting yourself down, because it cuts off your ability to go to the Pokemon Center between battles. Oh, if only these grunts paid an astronomical amount of cash to justify the items that I'm using on them. Eventually, I do make my way out of that casino and get access to Nurse Joy. Then we get a cutscene where Green proceeds to show that she is indeed a trickster goddess, duping all of Team Rocket, and then she tracks down the Mew. Now I need to decide, do I want to fight the Mew or the Team Rocket grunts? I let her handle the grunts and I fight the Mew, but it was a darn tough fight. I almost lost. Probably because it's a much higher level, but I did win. And then after the fight, Green and the Mew escape. But Green was a sweetheart and she returned my badges. Alright, next order of business is to fight Erica to get her badge. But before I can challenge her, I need to go capture an Eevee. But when I leave, we get a little cutscene. Team Rocket had been experimenting on that Eevee, and Erica needs it captured. What gives? Koga, Lieutenant Surge, Blaine! Why are all of these gym leaders working for Team Rocket? I'm guessing that next you're gonna tell me that Giovanni is a member as well! Well, to get to the EVI, I need to go down the bike path. And I mention this simply because two of the lines that bikers say. The first one, after he loses, he goes ahead and says, "Grr, I am so pissed."
I'm telling you, man. Those verb tenses.
And there's another trainer named Tristan that said his hair gives him super strength. You idiot! Tristan doesn't get his super strength from his hair, he gets it from his voice!
My voice gives me super strength.
Yes, but my hair gives me the power to defy gravity.
So we get to the Eevee, and indeed, it has been experimented upon. It can change its type to suit its mood. Huh. Yeah, it can go between its three forms to get type advantages, but after I capture the Eevee, I don't get access to that ability. Lame. Well, I make it back to Erica and beat her to get my next badge. And then I learned that she's not in fact a member of Team Rocket, but she did know about the experiments. She helped the Eevee escape, and now she wants me to take care of it and keep it safe. Alright, now I start moving on. I'm fighting some trainers, and side note, there's a couple that uses fighting type Pokemon, and their title is Crush, and that's honestly one of the most clever titles I've ever heard. Here we are in the glorious Pewter City. And even though Koga is evil now, I check his gym out. But he is not here. However, Janine is. That's a nice little Easter egg. However, she doesn't offer to fight me, so I'm forced to move on from here. Through Diglett Cave, which has been given a major facelift. It's no longer just a straight shot, it's a winding maze. Anyway, when I'm in here, I find a man who gives me an HM for strength. And to repay him, I help him look for fossils. And I actually managed to find like 3 of them. But for some reason, he let me keep all 3. We make it through the cave to Pewter City, and the man suggests that we head to the Pewter City Museum to have the fossils revived. But the place is on fire! And there's a young girl named Snow trapped inside. So, once again, I rush in like a hero. There's some Magmars tormenting her, and I KO the first one, which is quite easy. But the second one needs to be distracted by a rock, and it's an invisible item, and I gotta find it somewhere. Is it here? No. Is it this rock? No. Is it this fire? No. Oh! Flip! All of my Pokemon have to burn! After over 10 minutes, I finally managed to find the item. I use it to distract the Magmar, go in and defeat it, and then there was a funny programming error. So it turns out that the guy I came here with is the head of Team Rocket, and he knows of my exploits. He thinks that while my back is turned, he should eliminate me now that he has the chance. But because of the programming error, it looks like this line was said by Snow.
Thanks for saving me, mister. I better take care of him now.
Well, neither Snow or this man kill me, so now I can head back to Pewter City to use the HM to move some rocks. It's here that I meet a swimmer who said that he would give me the HM for surf. Unfortunately, he just dropped it in the ocean.
Come along and follow me to the bottom of the sea. We'll find HMO3.
Gonna tie my freaking Dragonite! What the flip? After defeating it in a battle, Red still needs to be almost killed by it. Fortunately, Misty rescues me in the nick of time and then curses me out for risking my life. All for what? A broken HM? But she has a solution. She will trade me her Gyarados that knows Surf for a Krabby. So she gives me the Super Rod. I get myself a Krabby, and then I do the trade and head off to Cinnabar Island. However, the island is burning. Eventually, I find Blaine, who decided to leave Team Rocket, but they do not care for that one bit, so they're trying to kill him. We make a mad dash for it, but eventually they cut us off with a wall of fire, and then call forth Moltres, which I quickly defeat.
Do you have a flying-type Pokemon with powers that rival that of a legendary bird?
Gyarados is part flying, Poliwhirl and Pikachu are both super effective, not to mention my Snorlax has a Rock-type move which does 4 times damage to Moltres, so...
Up ahead is my secret laboratory. Go there and you'll understand.
Okay. So I leave Blaine alone with a Pokemon that can incinerate him for a couple of minutes, and in his laboratory I'm able to revive the fossils, one of them being Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl, we're saved! Oh no. Okay, now can I kill it with Rock Tomb? After saving Blaine, he gives me the Volcano Badge. Really? Whatever, I KO'd a Fire-type Pokemon. It counts. Okay, now the game gets crazy. So I circle back to Pallet Town, but the place is completely abandoned. Or rather, abducted by Team Rocket. And let me tell you, this is the most unsettling thing I have ever seen. There is one thing that has been constant for my entire life, and it's gone. So, how do we save Pallet Town? Well, naturally, we go to Saffron City, but there's a barrier around it, so we can't go in. But But Blue is here, and his Golduck can transfer my consciousness into the city. Okay, so now I bump around for a while until I find Mr. Mime, who's creating the barrier. Okay, so I destroy it, and now we can be heroes. We rush in the city and are assailed by Team Rocket grunts. I quickly defeat the girl who attacked me, and then Sabrina shows up. She's also working for Team Rocket as the boss. And this grunt has failed her for the last time because she, kills her in the streets. Broad daylight. Now for a good old-fashioned assault on Selfco. Actually, I fall like 5 stories and I need to fight my way up from the basement, so that's the only thing that's different. Everything else is pretty normal. Well, except for this grunt that uses Kangaskhan. It's a male Kangaskhan who's not held back by some annoying brat stapled to his belly. Also, when you're fighting upwards, you don't have access to Nurse Joy. Not that that's really a problem for me, you know, I've been filthy rich ever since the Mount Moon expedition, so I can self-medicate with lemonade. However, there is a healing bed right before the boss. That boss being Lieutenant Surge, and he has a Voltorb gun. Okay. Of course, the Voltorb gun only uses explosions, so that's a bit of a letdown. He also has Zapdos. I really enjoyed this battle. And while that battle was happening, it shows Green, who's getting the best of Sabrina, who has a Moltres, and Blue is fighting off Koga, who's wielding Articuno. After all 3 of the fights, however, the gym leaders drop a badge. Blue and Green hand off the badges they found to me because we find this slab that will create the ultimate Pokemon once all 7 badges are inserted. I try and make the thing work, but then Sabrina gets a hold of it and...
How can something look so majestic and yet so stupid at the same time?
Zap Volcuno! Alright, final moment. Blastoise, Charizard, and that's only an Ivysaur. You need to reach level 40 to evolve. Okay, well, that's kind of a mood killer. Seriously, fate of the world is on the line, and you want me to go KO Rattatatas for like 30 minutes? Whatever, I never used my rare candies when I found them. I'll just use them for this occasion. 39 and 40. Alright, Zap Volcuno, time to meet your... I have way too many Pokemon on me. I should carry only 4. Okay. Seriously, you go and establish this great atmosphere and then decide to just kill it off immediately. However, all this setup was for something awesome. Before the fight, Blue gives you control of Charizard, and Green leaves Blastoise in your sire so you can fight the Abomination with all 3 starters. And it is a glorious and tough fight. But we prevail and set all of the birds free. After that, the building shakes, and Team Rocket is no more. And then there's this quest where Blaine gives you a Master Ball and you throw it at the Mewtwo for him. And then you head to Viridian Forest and you find Yellow! You save her from a Dragonair, and then you help her catch her very first Pokemon, Rattata. Then you take her to her parents who give you the HM Rock Smash, which opens the door to all sorts of things! You can go and capture the escaped Jigglypuff! Ooh, shiny! You can find a blood-soaked room! Gross! You can even murder a cannibal! And you can enter the Vermilion City gym! And then Giovanni shows up, and I don't really understand what happened. He laid out his 6 Pokeballs and has me choose one. How about Cloyster? Alright, electricity makes this an easy win, and wait, oh dang it, all of my Pokemon have the freezed. Whatever, we fight again, and despite the cold wave that hit my team, his team only has 3 Pokemon. Once my guys thaw out, it's game over for him. And then he laughs. Ha ha ha. Up until now, I've been playing with Pokemon from outside my specialty, but you're actually pressuring me to use my best fighters. So we go for one more heroic fight, and this is where he breaks out the good stuff. I'm talking Rhyhorn. I'm talking Doug Trio. Man, he was pushed into such a corner, he even broke out the Niddos. But Poliwhirl knows Surf, so he washed all of those ground types away. However, this was a scripted loss. I think? He ended the battle and then said it was all over and he was gonna use Horn Drill on my character or something, and then I yelled, "No, you!" And then I won? I think? Yellow found me after the battle and then I woke up in the hospital. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna dwell on it too much because now it's time for the Indigo Plateau. It's split into different blocks. The first block is fighting against 6 trainers, and the cool thing about this is you've actually already met these trainers. You met them on the routes. One of them was from Mount Moon. It was cool to see these guys again. Of course, they're leveled up to where you are, so it is a fair fight. Oh, and I know we're pretty far into this review to be mentioning this now, but Pokemon Adventures Red Chapter is easily the most balanced Pokemon game in terms of level I have ever played. I don't know how Athestode got hate mail commenting on the difficulty, because in the 20 hours I spent playing this, it was perfectly tuned. After beating the 6 other trainers, I need to go through Victory Road, and this is the easiest Victory Road to date. The Pokemon are only level 20-something, and I just repelled past them. There was not a single trainer, or even a single strength puzzle, so it was an easy trip to the Pokemon League. Semifinals time! And in an odd twist, Blue will not be my final rival. We'll be fighting in the first round. But before we start that fight, Green challenges me, and this is pretty cool. I've wanted a fair fight with her this whole time, and I was not disappointed. Kinda. She certainly didn't read up on Smogon, and she didn't have a high-tier team. I mean, come on. Jigglypuff? And that's probably why she lost her match against Dr. O. But you might know him by his street name, Professor Oak. You see, Green stole her Squirtle, and so Oak thwarted her here to make her ask for it. And so she did, and so Oak gave it to her. And then he bowed out of the contest, and you know what that means, right? Final destined battle against rivals, and this was a perfect fight to end this game on. Raichu makes quick work of his Golduck, and then like a gosh dang buffoon, I decided to send out Venusaur to fight his Charizard, and it goes just about as well as you would expect. So then I sent in my real starter to douse his Charizard. Fortunately, Raichu still has some juice left for his Pidgeot, so then he sends out his Machamp. Too bad Espeon time! After that, he brings out Porygon, and then Snorlax plays the song of his people to max out his attack. But then Tri-Attack freezes him on the spot. While he's frozen solid, Porygon just boosts his physical attack, and Snorlax indulges on his leftovers. But then he breaks out of the ice and sends Porygon packing. But then he busted out Scyther, and this is where everything went wrong. Espeon went out to meet the bug, but a couple of aerial aces were more than enough to kill it. So I sent out the newly recovered Poliwrath. But I forgot that Poliwrath recently became a fighting type, so aerial ace is double bad news for him. Alright, let's send out Snorlax. It might be able to— oh, Flibia's double kick! Okay, 2 left. What about you, Raichu? Can you do anything? Not if you get your freaking throat slashed! Oh, but at least your static left him paralyzed. You did alright. Okay, so it all comes down to you, Aerodactyl. Which is actually perfect, because from what I've seen, his moves can't absolutely destroy an Aerodactyl. I was thinking of using a rock-type attack on this guy, but since I have Aerial Ace, I'll take that grand idea and send it back at you, Edward Scyther Hands! Woo! I win! There is no entry into the Hall of Fame, but they certainly sing your praises and say how great you are. Then everyone walks around Pallet Town, and I am done.
And that's actually where I'm gonna end it. I mean, there's still more game to be had. I got the Orange Island ticket, so I can go down to the Orange Islands, but you know, there's just so much game to be had in this. I gotta commend Athestode for just filling it to the brim. He did a great job, and it is fantastic. However, this video is super long. The script is over 5,000 words long. I don't think I wrote that much in high school. Cumulatively, the whole 4 years, definitely didn't write that much. Alright, well, that's the bootleg. If you like this video, give it a like. If you disliked it, you can also hit that button. If you want to see the next bootleg that I cover, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be entered to win the Professor Oak card, signed by the original Professor Oak voice actor, leave a comment and you'll be entered. Alright, I'm blasting off again.